ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is the power of mind. In 1952, there was a British physician called Dr. Albert Mason. He was also an hypnotist. He used to treat the patients with hypnotism. So, one day, a boy of 15 years old has come to him. The boy was suffering from a skin disease called warts. So, doctor had diagnosed it as warts and started the treatment. The disease was like this: except on the chest, the entire body was covered like his skin was covered like a elephant hide. Only on the chest it was natural, healthy, and the color pink, with color pink. So the doctor initially want to treat only one arm, and if the results are okay, he want to continue the treatment further. So he took the boy into trance and gave hypnotic suggestion to the boy who was in trance that his left arm will be healed and the skin will become pink and healthy in a week's time. So the boy returned from the trance and went home. The boy came to the doctor after a week and told the doctor that his left arm was normal and cured of that disease. The doctor examined and surprised to notice that his suggestion has worked and the left arm has become with pink color and healthy. So he took the boy to another doctor who was a referring surgeon. In fact, he was the surgeon who has referred the boy to the Dr. Albert Mason for treatment. Earlier, that referring surgeon had treated the boy with grafts and could not succeed. So after seeing the boy, when the Dr. Mason took the boy to him, he was also surprised and the referring surgeon told Dr. Albert Mason that the boy in fact was suffering from an incurable disease called congenital ichthyosis. So, Dr. Albert Mason realized that he has committed a mistake in his diagnosis. He diagnosed it as Wart's disease. But anyhow, Dr. Albert Mason, having obtained the positive results on the boy, continued his treatment of hypnosis, and the boy got cured of the disease completely. So, the doctor has published an article in the British Medical Journal, published in 1952, that he was able to cure that congenital disease called ichthyosis successfully and all that. So, the media and press touted his achievement, and consequently number of patients suffering from that disease started coming to Dr. Albert Mason. But surprisingly, when he tried to treat those patients, he could not replicate the results of treatment which he has obtained in the first case of the boy. So, he attributed his failure in treatment of other patients to his belief system. So, what happened? What happened was, in the case of the boy, that is the first patient, the doctor was very confident about his diagnosis and treatment, and consequently he could treat the boy successfully. But when it came to other patients, by the time they came, the doctor was fully aware that he was trying to treat a congenital disease which was incurable. So, because of this doubt, his cocky attitude had shaken and ended up in a failure of treating other patients. So, similarly, in another case, that what is called germ theory, germs. So, the theory was advocated by Mr. Robert Koch and Pasteur. Both were scientists. So, the theory envisages that the diseases are caused by viruses and bacteria. So, one of the critics of Dr. Koch said it was not so. So, to demonstrate that, he has consumed a glass of water which contained the virus of the cholera at the time, and surprisingly nothing happened to him. He was not affected by any disease, that called cholera, even though he consumed the water containing that virus. So, in this case as well as in the other case, the scientists have categorically dismissed the claims of attaining success and described those events as exceptional. So, buried in the exceptional cases are the roots of the power of nature of life. So, only when the researchers embrace and study those exceptional cases, they will not be able to accomplish the desired results in the respective areas of research. Even the fire walking, which is very prevalent, but scientifically it is impossible to perform that act. So, there are so many cases of exception, and they need to be studied to understand the power of nature of life. So, how to understand these, to say, happenings in the world. See, the incredible power of the mind and the research on the cells of the brain give some insights to these questions. You see, mind has got such a power. Mind is in fact an energy. Body is full of matter, while the mind is full of energy. What is the energy of the mind? It is the thoughts. Thoughts are the energy of the mind. So, science has established that there is a relation, a logical relation between body and mind. The cells in the brain influence the physical body and the body's physiology. So, the positive thinking is very much necessary. But positive thinking, people need to understand that there is a subdivision of the mind. You see, there is a mind called conscious mind, and the other is subconscious mind. This is the division, subtle division. See, the conscious mind is very creative, is very positive. So, in this regard, let us examine. There are people whom we see in the world with all positive affirmations of love, compassion, joy, bliss, peace, and all that. But when you observe them closely, they may be leading a life quite opposite to what they are saying or telling. Even though we find people who are leading a pious life, pious as we understand, they are also subject to misery, suffering, and various other problems. What is the reason? Even though they make positive affirmations and try to live accordingly. Here, as already said, there is a conscious mind, there is a subconscious mind. So, whatever the conscious mind affirms or wishes in its positive thinking, it may not come to reality often, because the subconscious mind, in contrast to the conscious mind, is already stuffed with various programs stored in the cells of the brain. So, the subconscious mind acts like a stimulus taper, because it stores all the experiences, life's experiences, and from the instincts, I mean the instinctive experiences also are stored in the subconscious mind. So, all the programs which are the life experiences at various stages of life are stored in the subconscious mind. So, whenever a situation arises, that situation stimulates the respective cells already stored in the subconscious mind, and the reaction follows as per that life's experiences. I mean, the subconscious mind is basically and fundamentally habitual. It only repeats, it never creates. So, in the daily life, conscious mind operates only 5%, and 95% is the life operates as per the programs already stored in the subconscious mind and stimulated according to the situations in life. So that's why people does various actions unconsciously, because whatever the programs stored, they only react to the life situations. So that's why there will be a conflict in the man. So how to, in such a case, how to overcome the programs in the subconscious mind? How to override the genetic programming of various things which happen in life unconsciously. See, meditation is the answer for changing and refreshing the programs in subconscious mind. You see, for instance, we are unhappy with a live situation. People around you are all enjoying a program, but you feel unhappy and unbearable to that program, because when such a program happened in the past, something unpleasant has happened in that program, and that experience stored in the brain, in subconscious mind, now has become a stimulator to oppose the present experience, because what the experience already had was bitter, and it is afraid that the present program may also become bitter subsequently. So, then how to overcome that kind of a programming? You see, when you start meditating and contemplating into the unknown, the neuroprocessing abilities which are there in the brain, that neuroprocessing abilities which are able to operate the cells in the brain starts opening, starts functioning. So, in the process, you try to recall the program in the past, and you will be able to analyze it, observe it, and contemplate on the pros and cons of that program, and then you will be able to come out of it with wisdom and discrimination. With that power of discrimination and wisdom, you feel that actually the other person which you feel was responsible for that bitter experience was in fact innocent, and only it is because of your inherent ugliness in your attitude and behavior such thing had happened. So, the entire scenario shifts from the other to the self and its ignorance. Once that ignorance of self is dispelled with discrimination and wisdom, then you become pure. In that purity, the joy, bliss, and wisdom blossoms. So, this way you are able to deprogram all the negative and self-destructing attitudes of your behavior, and consequently your compassion, joy, love, and peace manifests, empowering your present situation to be filled with happiness and bliss. So, the power of the mind is such that once you get rid of all the negativity, the futility of the negativity is realized. You come to know the positive attitude and manifestation of the various happenings in life. So, not only you will be able to solve all your problems, you will be able to overcome the suffering and misery which are only your imaginations. They are not the realities. Once you realize this, you dwell in bliss and joy and move onward and forward on the spiritual journey with wisdom and full awareness. Thank you.